you, Magazine. Hi guys, I'm so sorry.
I'm just admiring your earrings.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh my God! I nearly got blinded. You turned and I was like a laser.
She's all dressed up, isn't she?
I know, I thought I might as well. I haven't been out for a while, so you
Make the
know.
most of it.
Yeah.
So how we're doing in the UK?
Yeah, I'm good. Are you a Geordie?
I am,
Oh
yes.
well, get in
Well,
there.
I'm actually.
Why, aye, man?
I'm actually. Everybody always says that, but I'm actually from Sunderland, and there's a difference.
Oh well, of course there is. Mackham.
Because exactly. We always get Geordies.
You know why it's
Looking
Mackham,
well.
don't you?
Mackham and Tackham.
Accent.
Yeah, you've got to know these things where you're from. So you're looking forward to the drive-in tonight, then?
Really looking forward to it. My favourite film of all time is Grease, and that's probably the closest
It
I've
is.
ever got to a drive-in before,
It
when
is.
John Travolta went and he sang Sandy. So to be able to actually come to London and experience a drive-in,
Yeah.
dream come true.
It's a kind of a strange night for a premiere, though, isn't it? We're kind of having to adapt to these different situations.
It is.
But it kind of feels a bit surreal, but it is a premiere, trying to get your head around it. It's about what's happened over the last few months, isn't it? But it
Yeah.
is the way forward, this probably.
It is very unusual when you look around and you see people with the visors and what have you. But on the plus side, at least it shows that it can be done. You know, there are measures in place, everyone's keeping their distance. And maybe this is how the Oscars and the Golden Globes on a much higher level, maybe that's how that's going to take place.
It might be by the
this
time
year.
next year comes, we might be all standing in little cubes and like what they're saying and stuff like that. Have you got your car with you then? Are you just...
No, this is the only thing. I was going to bring the Lamborghini to fit in with all these other supercars.
I am,
But, no,
I am
I'm
kind of
joking.
thinking it's
I'm
Fast and Furious
joking.
tonight.
It's
I got
incredible,
here and
isn't it?
thought, it's a little bit like Fast and Furious premiere rather
Yeah.
than an actual premiere, because everybody's got really
Well,
fast
they
cars.
told me there'd be some supermodels here, but I thought they meant, you know, obviously like the
There-
models.
Well, there are
as
going to
in
be some
physical,
models,
but
because this lady is a model.
It doesn't
Hiya.
surprise me.
And her friends are coming, so they are due to be here, and they're all models, so you'll meet them later. So what are you up to at the moment? I know I follow you on Twitter, and I have often commented on what you've put. I'm always interested in it. You've sometimes liked it, but you probably get a lot of likes on Twitter. So what are you up to at the moment? Because you're very opinionated and good way. on
Always
Twitter.
opinionated, yeah. Always got something to say. Always have a view on something. So yeah, I've been working during lockdown, but via Zoom, like a lot of people. So I've just been doing the normal, like Good Morning Britain, This Morning, you know, the daytime sort of shows,
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
radio, but all from home. And I really hope we don't stay that way, because no matter how you do it electronically, and it is a good thing that we can at least do it in a form.
Yes, yes.
You can't beat being in a room with somebody and having that spontaneity, that electricity, just feeding off the vibe.
Live audience.
Yeah.
I guess that's the way theatre is at the minute. How we're going with
Absolutely,
theatre,
yeah.
it's a bit scary.
And that's
the
really
future
tough.
of theatre.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, do you find that Twitter is your favourite platform? Because I tend to go between Twitter and Instagram, because it's a kind of two-way thing for me.
Hands up, I'm an addict. I have a love-hate relationship with Twitter. It's probably a bit like chocolate, you know, it's good, but then if you have too much, it's really bad.
Yeah.
So I actually had a couple of breaks from Twitter, which I would recommend to anyone for a while. But I do think it's probably the most powerful form of social media. It's just a shame that they let all these trolls on. I've always said, to actually go on Twitter and make a comment, you should be made to put your real name and have a photo up. Otherwise, you can
You can be
view,
anybody.
you can read and everything, but if you want to actually contribute to the conversation,
Yeah.
and if you want to stand by your words, slagging somebody off, then I think it's only fair that you have your name
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
People know, and half of it wouldn't be said. It would save a lot of heartache.
It can be very cruel. It can be very cruel
Yeah.
at times, social media. It can be good, but it can be the
Affects a
opposite
lot of
side.
people's
can't
mental health. You
It
know,
does,
it's
yes,
really
it is.
serious,
And I know
yeah.
you speak out a lot about that, because you know, you've had things where you're in Celebrity Big Brother and you've come out and there'll be people on social media.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you've experienced it firsthand as to what it's like, and it's not a very nice world out there when you see it from that point of view.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, when I came out of Celebrity Big Brother, it was absolutely horrendous. I've never experienced anything like it before. I spent a week hiding under a duvet, and I switched my phone off, and when I was switching my phone on, there was like 100 messages from people I didn't know who were just sending me things, you know, I can't stand you, I hate you, you're vile. And I'm thick-skinned as well, but it just chips away at you.
Did you, before you went in the house, were you prepared for it, or do you not think you were prepared for it as when you came out? I spoke to Jess Impiazzi
Yeah.
on
I love
did a
Jess.
live chat
Yeah.
with Jess on Instagram, And we were talking about that, and she was saying how you're just in this bubble and you come out and suddenly it's just like, wow, this is the real world. I've been locked in a place. It's kind of weird until you actually do it. You can't explain it.
I think it's probably the toughest reality show because on the face of it, it sounds really simple that you're just locked in a house and you're left to your own devices to get on with it. But when there is no stimulation and the only people in there are people who have been deliberately selected, to wind you up, basically. It's really tough. There's nowhere to hide. And I think I went in. I mean, it was always my dream to go in Celebrity Big Brother because it's always been my favourite reality show. I'm a super fan. But it just turned into a nightmare from day one with the misgendering and what have you. And from there, it was just like a downward spiral. I just wish I'd bit my tongue and just let them show themselves up for what they were. And I could have just been quiet. Interestingly though, there's something that I might be doing in September with the BBC that's very similar to that. It's where a group of women are going to go into a house for a week. Very different types of women. But it's penciled in for September, but at the moment because of the coronavirus, everything's subject to change. So
well, good luck with that.
I hope,
I hope you have a wonderful night on the green carpet. I'm having to remember to say that. So you do see.
I'm just wondering whether they're going to use it like a green screen and maybe turn it into
superimpose things,
I don't know,
like a hole.
the Nile or the Amazon or something, walking on water.
You look as though you're going to fall down a hole. Thanks, Ian. You have a great
pleasure.
night.
Why, I'm See you now.
Shall I stop it?